Hello. Welcome again to Ace Attorney. Justice for all. We are here to save Maya again, since she's convicted. Well, convicted. There's allegation against my client, Maya, again. What? Prosecutor Von Kama, you mean? The Von Kama? The only known Von Kama? That Von Kama? No, I heard he's his successor this time. So even worse. Successor? Manfred Von Kama was a really sinister person. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfect. He had a perfect record for 40 long years, until I arrived. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mr. Mine! Pearly! You left the land of the Kurine village. You shut up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where are your mother? Didn't you come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then, you came all by yourself? Yep, let's now go to the manor and follow a map. Don't tell me you walk all the way here. Of course not. I ran. Well, I guess she has children energy. I'm actually surprised. 2-hour run. How long is a 2-hour train? You better take it. I know it's around from here to Rome. How much is that? 100 kilometers? No way. I'm terrible at geography, so don't do anything. How long it will be? Okay. Oh my, it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Totally. What about the train? Huh? What's training? I gave up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Kama tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edward will be nicer to me than Von Kama. Oh, Edward? Who is that? He's the guy that tried to convict her long time ago. Oh, he's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. He's a friend of me. Objection! I still remember him as thought I'd seen him only yesterday. Objection! Every time I was scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. Objection! Objection! He was always back and forth with them, but when you are rivals for life. Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. He died. But why, Nick? Oh, something happened. I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. He's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Call will come in shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. No, not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick. Oh my god, this is so... Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fane. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Oh, there she is. Von Kama, Frankista. Frankisa? What is with this kid? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, right? No. I'm more shocked that you have Von Kama in your name. Hold on. So she's the famed successor to prosecutor Von Kama. And Franziska Von Kama, the prodigy. Von Kama, Manfred Von Kama, actually talked about her during the case. He actually said that he had a daughter. Well, he has a daughter. Prodigy, I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Revenge status? It is about her father, Manfred Von Kama. If it's something of personal nature, I'm sure you can. Oh, I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Jeez, Louise. Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor von Karma, your wedding statement, please. Okay, first thing first. How's she allowed to have a whip in a courtroom? Those of von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter the plea of no guilty? Yes. Foolish fool, who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually refers for when a person unintentionally killed in defense of themselves. Usually very easy to make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of no guilty, Your Honor. Because the plea that justifies self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. Is that how you want to play, Mr. Phoenix, right? Then I shall now call the first witness. It's just as scary as their father, like daughter, I suppose. Bruh. Witness, your name and occupation. She actually got these things, which is funny. I don't know why. Bad habits. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm the deputy at the local precinct. Ah, get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone will please look at this map. The Chatterley chamber has no window, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defender were in the room. Oh, what were they doing there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite a look of a disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard, coming from the inside the room. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I ever presided over. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Start wasting my time then. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from a point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Quite unique. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim autopsy report, sir. The court accepted it into the evidence, Mr. Wright. You may question the witness. The murder weapon, the Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Why would he have a gun? Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on the pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints. Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Fey, were also on the grips. But the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. All right into her hands there. Point blank, huh? So about how far away it was? 1 meter? Anyway, between 12 and 20 inches. It was far more closer. Finish him! And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you ever watched an episode of CSI? I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Jesus, the entire country? Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. course. Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet. Gunpowder explodes that makes a bullet fire and that gets real hot. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Oh, never knew that live and learn, I guess. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A knife! A fruit knife. Fruit knife? Where do you get the fruit knife? I see. Whose knife was it? It looked like it belongs to Faye's, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it. It does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Everything is against me. How severe was the wound? If it had been half inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it is impossible to fight back, let alone stab. His testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill him. Are you sure he was stabbed first and shot? Oh, sorry. Yep, sure can be. Well, look at the wounds and you come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. Shell. A pistol shot to the forehead, a point blank, is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter? Then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Mr. Yeah. Grr, what a pain in the a-hole. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. Brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. They go accept them into the evidence. Thank you. The real time of that is 19th of June, 3:15 p.m. Eyewitness claim to have heard two gunshots at this time, and two murder weapons both with the defendant's fingerprints of them. It does seem like an open shot case. Naturally. This is going. She's T-posing, I think. This is like she's T-posing to a certain moment. This is going from bad to worse, as if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slant the little gable of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright? Yes. Even if in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you will change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do? What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justify self-defense because now will be the time to do so? This is your final chance. It's a huge decision. It's better think this through all the way. Will you plead justify self-defense? You will basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life will be ruined and she'll be labeled a murderer. Collector. Your Honor, will you reach a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. It will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. Ouch. You have a seal your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir? Present a final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Finish him! Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceeding around by... Ouch! Eek. Oh yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, give your statement testimony. What? Armed with a whip. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defender was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. Certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Faye to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into the evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. My fingerprints on both motor weapons and blood splatter on our clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Haha, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think it's the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing.
Hold it!
There's blood on the costume. Rubber soul show that it's the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant clothes. Definitely not good. So where there are any other clues for could you clean from the piece of that from this piece of evidence? And well, you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time this moment. Oh yes, Mr. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. On her side. But if I bite more than I can chew here, what should I do? First further. Why Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume, like a hole in here, that I didn't notice before. I just have to look harder. That's right. Miss Von Karma logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Wow, the foreshadowing. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume, there's one little thing. Your Honor? Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? What is this problem you're talking about? I come to this far. There's no turning back now. The problem is that I don't know. I assume it's the hole. Ask the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeves? The sleeve? There is a tiny hole in here. A hole? A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What is around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. How? What? Gunpowder? No one ever told me that. Oh, that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found a hole. What is that? It looks like I found a hole I was looking for. Now I'm gonna fucking feel it. The Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is must be a bullet hole. Order! This is a very great matter. Best we correct the call record first before anything else. My costume has a hole. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. This tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strand of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definite problem with the evidence, then... No, wait. I agreed. What do you expect? There's a hole. It doesn't change that he's dead. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed a person was without a doubt was not fighting.
Objection!
Well, we only know that he fight back, if that's the problem. Detective Dick Gumshoe, yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You say that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, it is. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean? What does it mean? Tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. Seems you're correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it will change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. What is that? Are you finished yet, love? Are you finished yet? Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Bunkama, it seemed that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only ground enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember. But the defense clearly said they reject justified self-defense and pleaded no guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Ouch. Can you stop? Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. Ouch. No! Well, yes, that's true. T-posing again? Was dominance? Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to sustain even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together a scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. You want me to help you with this shit? What transpired? During the channeling, the defender saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening, took the victim gun and ended it. Finish him! The scenario you have to put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
Objection!
Should it have burn mark on it? Missing a tiny hole in this costume. What will the prosecution doing? Huh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You say that the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on his costume? The gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Ooh! But there is no single trace of gunpowder burn in this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With a wishy-washy thinking like that? Anyone can explain anything that way. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defender away, and it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? If that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Oh! Well then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. Then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. That should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Must be careful. I can afford to make a mistake here. Something doesn't make sense. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, you know? Fatal? Flaw? Ouch. Jesus Christ, stop with the whip. Very interesting. I would love to see where this floor is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. To put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking.
Take that!
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that, a folding screen? I would like to point a call attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ouch. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Oh, where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit his folding screen. They hit a location about 8 inches off the ground. This time, the defendant was in this area. Wait, what? I actually don't know.
Take that!
Here? She was standing here. Wait a second. We know the defender was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Is it possible that the defender was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Kama. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there will be gunpowder burning present. However, there's nothing of the sort around the bullet hole in this costume. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You. I believe it was now being proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot. But do you think he has changed the defendant's situation? He changed everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting with the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright with this. The rest of the trial should be in the... Oof. Vast radius of disaster. You're such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take completely hopeless cases to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Papa? Of all the things to inherit, why do you have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Oh, this is my fault. You can start repairing your standing by first removing the 3-strand goatee. Goatee? 3-strand? And the rest assured your punishment will come later. More damage? Punishment? Well done, Your Honor. I think I've had all I can take off this detective's face. I think it's time to call the next witness. Next witness? That's gonna be Lotta. Very well. The call will take 5 minutes recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. And this is the end of this episode. Have a lovely day, and we see you again very, very soon. Remember to subscribe. Goodbye.